Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So you seen the title of the video, you already know what's up. So let's just go ahead and get into the look. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and start with my normal foundation routine, and I'm just concealing all the bumps that decided to pop up and invade this video. I'm not sure why I be washing my face and doing everything right, and then turn around and boom, my face is just broke out yet again. So because I was having some scabs or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and color correct with this orange. Just to kind of, and I used the concealer below only because I didn't want it to be such like a harsh orange. I just wanted it to be kind of muted. Just enough for it to cover, but not so much to where you can see under the foundation. So per usual, I'm going in with Old Faithful, the Uoma Beauty T1N Honey foundation, and as I'm applying it, it might look like I'm adding on dumb thick, but the goal of this look is glam. I want it to be super glam. I wanted my face to be beat, so that's what I was going for with this look. So it may look super caked up and shiny, but you'll see what I was going for toward the end. You already know I have to go on and go in with my Old Faithful Vaseline. My lips have been super crusty given that fall is starting and we get into the colder times. So I really just need to find some sort of lip therapy, but that's for another time. So I'm going in with that same concealer that I put down first, this super bright one. And then later on, I'm going to go in with the Uoma Beauty in the same shade as my foundation, which is that T1N Honey. And I'm going to put that right underneath that. And then I'm going to do everything else normal on the bridge of my nose and all the other spots that I do my highlight. And as you can see, I doubled up just because I felt like that maybe give me the coverage that I want, like this super glam, full coverage look. So I added on my forehead and above my lip both colors of concealer. And then now I'm just doing the contour with the Juvia's Place concealer. So here is the double layer part I was talking about, and I blended out all the other parts of my face. Honestly, I'm not sure. I think I just kind of wanted to blend it out the same way in which all the other parts look, so I can blend it into the contour so it won't be super blocky. And I doubled up like this because I once saw that Jackie Aina did this. So I'm like, Auntie Jackie be beat, so I definitely need to try this. So anyways, I'm going to go in with the Bronzer Powder by Morphe. And this is in the shade Vlogger. And I'm just going ahead and blending that out. And if you're concerned at this moment, don't worry. All of that contour and all of that is going to get blended out. And I'm letting the concealer sit there for a moment just so that I can get the maximum amount of coverage that I can out of that product. A fun tip that I got from Miss Jackie Aina herself, another tip yet again, is if you let the concealer sit there for a little while, not so much to where it dries down, but just sit a little while and blend it later, it's going to be so much more coverage than you thought it would. And if you ever do notice that if you're letting your concealer dry down and it gets super dry and it's hard to blend, do not, I repeat, do not add more concealer, because at that point it's just going to be so cakey and it's probably going to start peeling and look real crazy. All you need to do is add a hydrating mist, or in my case setting spray, because the Morphe setting spray is so much more hydrating, so it can work as a hydrating and setting spray. So those two will be really great, any type of hydrating or the Morphe setting spray. So here, as you can see, I am setting underneath my contour, and you may be wondering why, and that's because I want my contour lines to be so precise and sharp that they just look like I said, Hollywood glam. I'm probably gonna say glam and full coverage 1,000 times during this tutorial, but I just want to let you all know that you can have sharp contour and it look really nice and put together without it being super blocky and the contour not blending well with the concealer. And you're gonna see how how that happens. And so as you can see, I'm just blending out the concealer, and I know y'all see that coverage, baby. Look at that. I'm gonna go in with that same Beauty Bakery setting powder, and I'm gonna go ahead and just set my under eye. And of course, as always, I really don't like to bake very often. It just all depends on the type of look I'm going for, so I just barely dab it and just blend. And I'm just gonna go ahead and sweep all that away. And as you see, after I sweep it away, it's gonna look blocky. Just wait. I'm gonna start blending with a fluffy brush, but make sure when you're blending, you're only blending the areas that the contour and the concealer meet. Don't blend your contour out even more, because it's gonna begin to disappear. Just blend the ends where the top and the bottom where the concealer and contour meet. So now we about to get into the fun part. I'm going to use this Morphe Artistry palette, and you can pick this up at Ulta or the Morphe website, or just about anywhere Morphe is sold. So I'm going into that bottom shade in the middle, and I'm going to just build that up into my crease and just blend and blend and blend. This is normally the beginning of my regular old makeup routine, but as you saw in the beginning, this is not that. So I'm just going to continue to blend into my crease. I want it to be not necessarily smoky, but I want to have some sort of transition shade. Basically, this is going to be the transition. So I'm going to take that same palette and go into that darker brown shade at the middle of the palette. And then I'm just going to take that and start at the outer corner of my eye, and then just continue to blend it in the same pattern and the same motions that I did the transition shade. And so I just continue to do that until I'm satisfied. And then I get the other one, which is the Clinique brush, and it's super fluffy and it's good for blending, and I don't add any color to it. I just use a blank brush and just buff everything out. Now y'all, let's be real, this is where ish hit the fan. So I went into that burnt orangish brown looking color that was in the James Charles palette, and if I wanted to use this color, I should have done it as a transition shade rather than trying to add it on top of it. And in retrospect, as I'm watching the video, it really does not look as bad as I thought it did. But when I looked at it, I truly was like, what in the hell did I just do to my face? But anyways, obviously I didn't like it, because you're going to watch me wipe it off. And the reason why I left this part in here is because I wanted to show you guys that even if something is a mess up, there's ways for you to be able to fix it. I truly don't believe that you can just really just F off makeup to the point to where you can't return. Well, let me not say all that, because there might be a point of no return to where you just have to scrap it and try again. But for the most part, my eye is fine. I just wiped it and then redid. I put some foundation on there just so I can kind of get the same look and just have the same vibe as the other eye, so nothing would be different. And I just redid it all without the orange looking shade. So I'm going to take an angled brush and go into that darker middle color. And this is the point where I attempted, and you're going to understand in a few minutes why I said attempted, a cut crease. And all of these mishaps that I'm making, do not let this deter you from trying makeup looks or trying new things, because you're going to see why it's important to continue to try new things and just continue on, even though it's looking like it's a nice little F up. So I'm just basically going along my crease, and then I'm going to bring it out to a somewhat cat eye looking effect. And if you're ever wondering what your crease is, you can take like a small angled brush like this, and when you're about going to blend, you can kind of like slightly push it in just a little bit, and wherever you're pushing in and it's right above your eyeball shape, that is your crease. If you didn't know, now you know. So I'm blending out that brown across my crease with a fluffy pointed brush. So you want some sort of tiny fluffy brush so that you'll be able to blend with precision. And this is really where I started to become dissatisfied by the way my eye looked. And that's only because this side was effed off. Like the other one was like arched and real nice. Have you ever noticed, like when you do your eyebrows, you do an eye, you do your eyelashes, one side is always better than the other. I'm not gonna quite understand that, but either way, that's beside the point. So I'm going in with another angled brush into that Artistry palette, and I have black now. And if you wonder why I'm pushing my eyeball up, it's because it's black and I didn't want to mess up. I wanted it to be as precise as I could, so I would literally push it into my eyeball to make sure I found my crease. And I'm adding the baking powder, which is setting powder, under my eye so that I can avoid fallout. And if you have issues with fallout, then I would suggest doing it before you do your foundation. That's what I usually do if I have a super pigmented or glittery look. I'm not sure why I didn't do that now. I don't know what was going through my mind, but it doesn't mean that in my opinion, it doesn't mean that the makeup is bad. It just means that it's really pigmented and it has a tendency to go everywhere. So that's not really that big of a deal to me. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things do not belong. I know y'all done heard that little, I don't know if it's a nursery rhyme or whatever, the little saying or whatever it's called in elementary school when you're trying to match stuff. But I know y'all see that other eye, my left eye, is looking very lazy and lackadaisical, while the other one is sharp and looking nicer. I'm not going to say very nice and give myself that much credit. Excuse me, y'all. I was watching Lovecraft Country, and let me tell you, it is being shaking me to my core. If you haven't watched it, go do that. Anyways, and so I continue to go ahead and cut the crease with concealer, and I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the NYX glitter right there. It's in the silvery cobalt looking color. I'm gonna link that down below. And in a minute, you're going to see how I switched this look up. Because, baby, look at this. That eye especially. The other one isn't that bad, but this one just looked crazy. And I'm going to show you how I brought this together. So, I'm going to go ahead and go in, get me some more of that setting powder, of course. And then after that, I'm going to get the glue, which is the glitter glue that you can put on your eyelid. You can put really wherever, so that you can add glitter and it'll stick. So I went ahead and got this NYX glitter glue, and I'm going to add it to my eyelid to go ahead and pack on more glitter to make it super thick. And then if you wonder why I continue to look down, because I learned my lesson. I have hooded eyes and I cannot look up because it'll get everywhere. My eyeballs will be stuck like that. And if you wonder how I know, because it happened. Anyways, so I'm just going to add that. And I was seeing how crazy it looked as I was adding it. So I decided that I was going to, whatever was going on in the eye, I wiped it off because it was looking real crazy. And I went ahead and took the black eyeshadow, as you're about to get ready to watch. Took the black eyeshadow and kind of enhanced the outer part of the glitter more. And you're about to see why that made a huge difference. And then so I'm going to go ahead and just bring that black eyeshadow out to the corners. After all, it is a cat eye. This is a cat look. So you can't have a cat look without the dramatic cat eye. So I'm doing this with eyeshadow only because I felt like I was going to have a lot more control of it that way. If you have a felt tip eyeliner that you prefer, that you can get more of a precise look with, do that. So then I'm going to take this Ulta Beauty brand gel eyeliner pencil and just get my waterline. After I discovered that waterline from my first look and how it made my eyes pop, baby, I use it on everything. Do you hear me? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then now we get into the brows. And that's going to be real quick. So as you can see here, I'm going underneath on my under eye with a flat brush to kind of smoke out the bottom a little bit. And also, if you're wondering, if you see that, I just kind of shadowed a little bit of my eyelid on my eyelid line on the top with that black eyeshadow again, just because I didn't really want to fool with the messiness of eyeliner. And so I'm going to go in with this Faux NARS mascara. It's the new one. It's a little pricey, but I think it's worth it for sure. And then I'm just going to pop on my lashes, which these are the Kiss Couture lashes. They're super thick and super luxe. I'm going to link those down below as well. I'm pretty sure you can get them on the Kiss website, but of course I got them on Ulta. Ulta is my spot, but I believe that I could only order them online. Don't give me the line, no. It might be in the store. You just have to double check. And then so of course I just blended my lashes with the fake lashes with the NARS yet again. And then I'm going to go in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter palette. And I'm going to mix that top light color with that pinky looking undertone color. So now we are getting into the nose. So I'm just coloring the bottom part of my nose just to give the illusion that, you know, well, I'm a cat. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw that line. It really is all up to your preference. I just didn't want it to be super thick, so I just drew it a little bit. This is arguably the easiest part of the look because all you do is draw the line and color below the line, and there you go. And then I'm going to connect, after I color it fully in, connect the line from the bottom to the top of my upper lip in the middle. So I'm using the MAC liquid lipstick, and you can see it's in the black shade. I cannot recall what the name of it is, but I'll link that down below as well. And I'm just coloring the top lip. And I also forgot to mention, before we get to the end of this tutorial, I got this idea from Melly Sanchez. I'm going to link her tutorial down below. I just did my own little variation of that. And then so after this, after I'm done with the top lip, I'm going to go back in with that NYX glitter glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and rub it all on the bottom lip like lip balm, because you already know what's about to go down. I'm adding that same glitter that was on my eyes to my lips. And I don't think that this glitter looks bad on my lips. I actually like it. But if you're going for the more actual glitter look, I wouldn't get this fine glitter. I would get more of a chunky glitter if you're going to put it on your lips. The eyes look fine, but if you want it to look super glittery, I would recommend finding chunky glitter to put on your lips. And as you can see, I'm starting with the whiskers, just 3 dots, and then the 3 little lines on each side. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching.